Reggaeville family, thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Take Me Places. My guest on this one has spent almost 6 decades of his life dedicated, participating, being an active part, witnessing Jamaican music history from his teenage years already. A man who has worked with prolific producers such as Duke Reid, Joe Gibbs, Coxsone, a man who has been touring the world for more than 20 years with Dennis Brown and has shared the international stages and the studios with fellow giants like Sly Dunbar, Dean Fraser, Earl China Smith, just to name a few. Here with me is the great and wonderful Lloyd Parks, singer, eventually guitarist, and the bass wizard.
Thank you.
How is everything, sir?
I'm good, you know. Give God thanks first of all. I have to give the Creator thanks, you know, for preserving me, that I could be here today talking to you and the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing so. Yeah. Where did it take me? Where are we? And why did you invite me to this particular place?
I'm in New Kingston in Jamaica, and I think this is appropriate for us to do the interview right here.
Right here, because this is your personal musical hub, right?
Definitely so. My home.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is also where you practice, where you rehearse, where you...
No. I just store a lot of my instruments here for the time being. Presently, I'm building a storeroom outside for all these equipments around here. But I do rehearsal at various rehearsal studios.
Okay.
You know, occasionally, for special occasion, we just rent rehearsal studios.
Okay. In Kingston, this very city, this is where you were born also, right? In 1949? Yeah. Tell me a bit about life in Kingston in the 1950s. How was your childhood like? Your dad, he had a restaurant in Crossroads, right? How was that like?
Yes, you know, it was really, you call it history, you know, because, yeah, my dad used to own a restaurant in Crossroads. Them call it cold supper shop, you know, so dumpling and fritters, and so when people go to the midnight show at Carib Theatre, they would come. So my father opened the restaurant very late to accommodate these people. Okay. But I was 13 years old, and you know, and used to play of music, you know, like how you'd have the sound system box at the record shops. He used to have it at his restaurant. Okay. So that was a part of it. Would draw me closer to liking music. And he used to play all this old time music and thing. And from there, that's where I started. And then, as I mentioned before in an interview, that my uncle had a calypso band, right. You know. And I used to go around with them just to get the opportunity to sing a little one song, a little Munchy, a little Derrick Morgan, and, you know. But I really like music from those days, you know, way back.
So how old were you when you went around with your uncle and his calypso band?
Was I like, I think I was between 17 and 18 years old. Because after that I went to Studio One, right. You know, so I catch my little practice with my uncle and thing, you know. Okay. And then afterward, joined up with this guy, Wentworth Fernand. The group was called the Termites. Yeah. As I said in a lot of interview, I didn't really like that name, but I really wanted to sing so badly that I said, boy, you know something, let's go with it. So my partner said, well, you know, like the name. You have a group named the Beatles, and they make it, so we name the Termites. So we will make it. Anyway, I run with it, and it worked, you know. Mm-hmm.
So, but apparently, music has had this fascination to you since you saw or you heard the music at your dad's restaurant. What was it that drew your attention to it? Was it the recognition, being on stage, or was it really the actual music, or why? What was the fascinating thing to you?
Everything, because I mean, hearing the music and wanting to be like, there was a singer called Lloyd Price, and I said to myself, Lloyd Price, Lloyd Parks, you know, and so it's a combination of things who draw me, you know, the sound of music and, you know, and all of that. So, history.
When you were 17, 18, around that time, that was 1966. That was when Jamaica got its independence. That was also a time when you've been to country. You lived in country for a while in Portland, and you returned to Kingston. How? Tell me a bit about that time.
All right. When I was 13 years old, between 13 and 14, I went to Portland to live with some relatives. At that time, my father migrated to England. Okay. And my mother was already living in London. So we just, and it was rough there, but it was still an experience, you know, because I learned to be strong and so forth. And I came back, unfortunately, I have to run away from these people and come back to Kingston at the age of 17.
So you actively left them?
Yeah. And then that's the time now I started to get more involved in the music, what I like. Because I was an artist, and I could look at you and draw, you know.
Nice.
But it's something that music
was your thing.
Favorite, you know, and then went to studio and we recorded the song Have Mercy, Mr. Percy, and it was on the top 10, and Mr. Dad said, hey, you guys, you can do an album. The album was called Do the Rock Steady. And this album is still like, it's like a masterpiece. It's still on the market, you know. And different changes. We broke up from the Termites. Started to go solo for a while, joined the Techniques. Back from the Techniques, back to solo. Start to play, you know, like I start to gravitate more to instrument now, you know, and put the singing and a little pause for a while and thing. And as I said, you know, Sly Dunbar, I really have to mention him because we started as youth.
You lived in the same community because when you came back to town, you were living in Waterhouse also,
exactly,
right?
Yeah.
So when did you first meet? Do you recall the first ever meeting?
With
Sly?
Because we were living in the same neighborhood, and I was like the man with the guitar, you know.
Okay.
He was the man who could play the guitar, so Sly used to beat his sister Pale for drums. And I would go with my guitar, and a friend of ours I had a tape recorder, and we used to tape it. And when we listen, I said, "But this sound real, man." And Sly said, "You know, say I want to be like Motown drummer, you know. I going to be like Motown drummer, you know." And I said, "Yeah, man, I want to be like Lynn Tate, the guitarist, you know." And then, you know, we practice and we practice, and every day we go and we practice and so forth. And incidentally, the first record we played on was a million seller, you know, with double barrel with Answer Collins, you know.
Yeah, right.
And from that I say, you know something, we have a musical future ahead of us. And we never look back. And we just go from strength to strength and played on thousands of records, you know. And
you mentioned Coxsone, right? He was the first one that recorded you as a singer with the Termites. Yes. What do you think?
I always say he was the first one, you know, but we recorded a song called We Gonna Make It on the Meritone label.
Oh, right. Yeah, right.
Yeah, and I always can't. I always leave, can't remember the first song. And then we went on to
And then you
Coxsone.
went on to Coxsone.
Right.
So how was working at Coxsone, and what were those influential moments, the first times in the studio and so forth? What impact did that have on you?
Why, I was so excited because Coxsone, what they used to like have sessions every Thursday, and then audition the same day. The first time I went for audition, Coxsone, that is a man that he knows music, and he knows when he hear a hit song, him know it. So him say yes. Him call it for back by the Jackson.
Right.
Him say Jackson. Well, it sound good, you know. But go home, go listen to radio. Meaning, learn what is happening, learn what people is singing about. Them time the whalers are sing about Rude Boy come from Jaro to get bail. Gail as a sing Lady with the Red Dress on, Alton a sing Dance Crash and all of that. So him say go home mute and listen. When we come back with a song, have mercy, Mr. Percy. Him say yes. Go in at the studio.
Right away.
Right away. And then record that song, and I was so excited, you know. Wait months to hear it play on the radio. It take long. But
You put it out and it play on the radio. How did that make you feel in the very moment you heard it?
I couldn't even eat. Honestly, my dinner was there, and I said, no, man, and and everybody started to say, boy, I hear a tune from the radio, man. And, oh, man, it was such a wonderful feeling. So I give thanks to Coxsone dad, you know. I mean, enough respect to him, soul rest in peace. Yeah.
And from the money that you got from the first album, Do the Rocksteady, in 1967, from that money, you bought your first guitar, right?
Let me say, not from the album, but from the first recording.
Okay.
Have mercy was a person. Mr. Dad said, Jackson, a £7 we pay, you know. And we use that money to buy the guitar.